Hello, Gali.
Hi, hi. Okay, we're now on over here on
Over here,
Instagram
and
and here on all
and
other
here.
platforms. Welcome, everyone. Very nice to have everybody on with us live. Of course, you can ask questions, you can interact. Please be involved. The more, the better for us. And it's always
For
nice
you.
to do this. And for you, true, exactly. So it's always nice to be here on a Tuesday. Always a new topic, always something different. And today we're diving into the subject of ADD, ADHD, mental health kind of in general, but I suppose the main focus is on the subject of ADD and ADHD and why it happens, and just a lot around that topic. The reason I'm bringing it up is because I've spoken to so many people and they randomly self tell me, I have ADD or my problem is my ADHD. And it's almost become a buzzword. It's almost become something common that people just say like openly. Just it's like they have this major problem, and this is how life goes. So it became apparent that it's a problem, and it's a pandemic that's taking over. And we need to handle it and actually help people out with this limitation that they have.
Yeah.
So that's my general intro. We're talking ADD and ADHD. Is there a specific place that you'd like to start?
Me, I'd like to start with what does it mean?
Mm-hmm.
ADD, attention deficit disorder. Deficit is lack of.
Mm-hmm.
Disorder meaning not orderly.
Mm-hmm.
So something is wrong with your attention.
Right.
And I assume that 100% attention will be right. And I observe that 99% of the people have less than 100% of the attention. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone is sick.
True.
So we don't even have to look or anything. Everyone is sick just
Mm-hmm.
by the definition, attention deficit disorder.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody has that problem.
Yeah.
So all those people that say it all the time are right, but
And then
we're
we've
all
got,
included in it.
exactly. And then we've got
Yeah.
ADHD, so attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So hyper mean more, like a lot more, and active meaning able to do.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really weird because being able to do a lot become a disorder,
Mm.
which is
Yeah.
insane because show me one leader that is not hyperactive.
Yeah.
Show me any person that actually bring about result that doesn't have to be hyperactive. So basically
Yeah.
what they said, look, if you are useless, if you don't move a lot, because I cannot move a lot, so if you don't move a lot, we will both feel okay.
Right. Yeah.
So
Basically.
it's just an effort to suppress activity, to suppress doingness, to make you do less by making you believe that this amazing quality, which is hyperactivity, it's an amazing quality, an ability to do a lot, an ability to do non-stop, is all of a sudden becoming a disorder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They
That's a good point.
starting it with children because the teachers are dead, so they
Yeah.
cannot experience, they cannot handle the motion that comes from the children. So they want to make them move less. Don't
Mm-hmm.
do anything. Sit still. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's just an effort to suppress people, to make people do less. So, first of all, hyperactivity is a good thing.
Yeah. I like it. I like that approach. That's true.
Number two, if the fact that your attention is not in order, we need to define at what point exactly it becomes not okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Someone just get something, just get your attention, or if you are very very aware of the world and you get everything, your attention is so wide that you get everything that's happening, you really know what's happening, because in order for you to know of something you need to put attention on it.
Right. That's true.
So let's look at attention, because attention, this is really something that connected to how much money people will have.
Mm-hmm.
So you will see that when a stone sitting in the middle of nowhere and no one give it attention, it's not valuable.
Yes.
Anything that you don't put attention to is not valuable. So if you have a car, or if a child had a toy and he stopped giving it attention, it's not valuable. But when he really wants it and he put a lot of attention on it, it's very, very valuable.
That's true.
So the moment that you cannot, the moment that you think that to put less attention on things, or to put the attention on less things, not to put attention on this and this and this and this, basically what I'm telling you is, look, the things around you are not valuable, and because they are not valuable, they are not yours. Because why something become yours? Because you put the attention on it, and you are the boss. I put attention on it, I give it value. But when the thing give me but when the thing define the value, it says how much attention I will give to it, the thing become the boss. So if you have another person and you give it attention, he become valuable. He will help you.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a car that you want or a toy that you want, once you put your attention on it, it becomes valuable, but only for as long as you control your attention, as you can put attention on this and this and this and this and this and that, you'll be able to have more. And
Mm-hmm.
if you believe that your attention should be stuck on one thing and one thing alone, and otherwise you have a disorder, then you are hypnotized.
Yeah.
And you will not have, and you will not be able to have.
Yes.
So
Okay.
actually, you have only those things that you can put your attention on, or the value of the things that you have has to do with how much attention you can give them, because the attention that you give to things make them valuable. What makes anything valuable is how much attention you give to it.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a good point. Okay, so that's a very interesting angle. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So when someone convinces you that you have a problem with your attention, and they're telling you, look, your attention is too spread. You put
Mm-hmm.
attention on this, on this, on this, on that. What they tell you, listen, you can have too much. You are a powerful person. Let's make you smaller.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
I see.
really
Caging.
insidious way. It's a very bad way. It's very insidious way to make people small and useless.
Mm-hmm. I see.
And it's
That's
engineered.
very interesting. Yeah.
It's not just happened by mistake. It's not that someone say, "Oh, let's call it ADHD." No, 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 no. It's engineered to make you less, to make you more amendable for suggestion.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, and so I want to touch upon that and why that's become something so pushed in society and engineered as such. But before that, the problem that a lot of people have, from what I've understood, is they try to put attention on more things. They want to, but they feel that it's difficult to do so, or they find themselves too easily distracted because they want to put attention on this and that and that and that, and then they end up with nothing. It's like trying to juggle too many things, you don't catch any.
Yeah.
So that's the other angle.
Yeah. The other side is, once you've been believed that you have a problem with attention, you have to be wrong. You have to be right, and you have to demonstrate it.
Yeah. Yeah, so so people convince themselves that they have that
Yeah.
limitation.
Yeah, the problem is not that they cannot put the attention on something, because if I will give, and this is something that really happened. I heard at one school that I was working in Israel with, I spoke to the headmaster, and the headmaster told me, look, these guys, most of them have ADHD because they're coming from very bad families, and most of the fathers are in jail or on the way to jail or will be in jail. And the mothers are really the worst, druggies and so on. And this is the reason that they cannot put the attention on things. And I said, okay, fine. So the problem is that they're jumping. They cannot put the attention on what you teach them. So yeah, they say yes. Okay. I said, okay, fine. So I developed a method to measure how bad is the ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, "What do you mean?" I said, "There is a test that we do on the computer that measure the child, and I can tell you how bad is the situation and if he actually have ADHD or not." And he was very excited to have a very accurate and scientific method of checking it. And I
Mm-hmm.
told him, "Look, but before we can actually do the test, I need to make sure that the guy really learned the keyboard of this computer, because otherwise it's the test has to do with the reaction time and so on. So we need to get him to play a game that he's like to play." And at that time, when I was young, there was Tetris. So I let him
Yeah.
play Tetris. And the guy was playing Tetris, Tetris, playing Tetris. So I told him, "Bring me the worst guys that you have, the guy that you consider to have the worst ADHD." And he brought me the guy. And at that time, by the way, it was ADD. ADHD was not yet in the book. So,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Just
and
ADD. Yeah.
so anyway, so he brought me this guy, this child. He was, I think, something like the age of 10. And he started to play Tetris. And I continued to talk to the headmaster. And we spoke and we spoke and we spoke. And after about 15 minutes, I called the guy and I said, "Hey, Yossi," that was his name. And he didn't answer. So I said, "Hey,
The
Yossi."
kid.
Yeah,
The
the
kid.
kid did
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
answer. He
Yeah.
was playing. He was playing.
Yeah.
So I asked the manager, "Why is it his name?" He told me yes. And I said, "So why doesn't he answer?" He said, "Well, he's concentrating."
Uh-huh.
So didn't you tell me that they have attention deficit disorder?
He can't concentrate, supposedly.
Supposedly, exactly. He cannot concentrate on what that teacher teach him. But if I will put a blonde half naked in front of him, believe me, he's going to concentrate.
Uh-huh.
The ADHD will go away very quickly. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the problem is not an inability to put your attention on things. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is that when you get a person and you teach him something or you get him to do something that he is not good at, he cannot do it. And so it's becoming boring.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have a disorder with the attention. The disorder is probably with his ability to learn. The disorder is his ability to understand. The disorder is that he's sitting there without his willingness to play the game that he's playing. So he's losing attention.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would try to fix the attention, I cannot, because no one have a switch, attention on, attention off.
Yeah.
But I can teach him what he's doing. I can cause him to understand. I can figure out what's the purpose of what he's doing and figure out, is that in line with his purpose.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if in that same school, by the way, I had one child that we worked with. And by the way, we started this. There's a study actually in Israel that we've done in that school by University of Haifa and Dr. Frashstein that was doing the study. And in that school, we got in 3 months, 350 kids to move from an average of about, I don't remember exactly the number, but about 50% of the average of the result was about 50% from 100. Like most of the kids failed.
Mm-hmm.
Only 7% of the kids got above 86% in the exams. And when we finish, more than 85% of the kids, after 3 months, not when we finish, after 3 months, where we said, no, it's not ADHD. It's actually the ability to learn, the ability to understand, the ability to apply, the reason, giving them purpose to learning. Within 3 months, more than 85% of the kids got above 86% in the exams. And there was not one kid that failed.
Wow.
Yeah. Why?
Wow.
Because when you try to solve the wrong problem, which is attention, it's the wrong problem. It's just a manifestation. When you try
Mm-hmm.
to resolve the manifestation, the problem grows. But when you solve the actual source of the problem reduced.
Yeah.
So attention deficit is just a manifestation. If you cannot put your attention on something, it's just a manifestation of you either doing something that not on your purpose line. So we had one of the kids that he wanted to be a football player, and he didn't want to learn anything that do not contribute to football. He just wanted to play football. So when
Yeah.
we sat with him and brought him to one of the key football players in Israel, we got him to meet him, and he realized from this guy that you can be very good football player, but you will not have money, you will not have success. Everyone will cheat you because you don't understand algebra, you don't understand the numbers. You don't understand how to do business. You don't understand how to deal with people. And he showed him
Yeah.
examples of actual people, good football players that he knew that actually did not progress because they were fighting with everyone. They didn't have
Wow.
people. This guy became the best in the school.
Mm-hmm.
This is real stories. It's not just something because he have a purpose now. And because he have a purpose, now he wants to learn. And because he wants to learn, when he doesn't understand, he asks, etc. So
Yes.
the reason why, number one, purpose. Number two, you don't understand what you learn. You don't know how to learn, so you don't understand. And number three, someone trying to make sure that you will not understand. Someone trying to make sure that you will not get what you're learning. And how they do that? They give you the wrong reason, a false reason for the problem. They tell you, look, you're stupid. You will never learn. If you
Mm-hmm.
believe that you're stupid, then you're
Yeah.
stupid.
You're stupid for believing that you're stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Are
I
you with
see.
me?
Yeah, that's amazing and very brilliant. And I mean, that alone already is amazing. The question I want to go towards is, and I'm trying to find here. I had a friend that actually wrote to me about this, and I'll see if I can find what was written. But anyway, the general thing is we've spoken until now in a predominantly learning oriented subject of ADD,
Mhm.
and in a school environment. But there's many adults, many executives, of all ages, really all ages, that have ADD or ADHD, and it's coming across in the form of struggles to actually put their attention on things. But at the same time, there's the element of extreme focus, which is the other one, apparently, that they get too focused on something specific with an inability to unstick and put their attention on what they would like to put their attention on.
Okay, so
And yeah,
let's look at the principle. The principle is like that. They have a problem, yes,
yeah,
and they telling me that the source of the problem is attention.
hmm,
Can you control your attention? No, that's why they have a problem. So it's obviously not the source of the problem. Let me give you an example, and you'll understand.
yeah,
Let's say that you say, well, I have a problem, which is the headache. And I say, what's the source of the problem? And you're telling me headache. Can you fix it? No. So the problem is not the headache.
hmm,
The problem is what caused the headache. So if
yeah,
I have extreme attention on something, let's say that there is something like that, and I cannot get away from it, is the problem is the attention or is it a manifestation? So the first thing in anything is the ability to separate, to find the real source. The real source is not the attention, it's the manifestation, is what you're looking at. If I'm looking at it, it's not the source. The source is what caused me to do that. So let's
yeah,
look at the let's say that I'm concentrating on something totally. If I'm concentrating something totally, it is bad. If it's good, it means that I'm really closing on something. When I do an exercise, I do the exercise, I finish the exercise, everything is wonderful. I drive on Formula One, I totally concentrate. It's not a disease, it's an ability. When it becomes a disease, when it doesn't bring the expected result.
hmm, yes,
If it doesn't bring the expected result, it means that you somehow you use an excuse to hide the source of the problem. Excuse, the definition of the word excuse is this explanation that you give to a problem in order to make you right and to make the problem wrong, in order to make you right and to hide the source of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
If I said the reason I'm not successful is that my wife don't allow me. Okay, wonderful. Now I look at the situation and I say, yes, I'm not successful, and I think that it's my wife. Okay, so I replace the wife,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still not successful.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the wife, it's me.
Yeah, I
Yes,
see.
I'm using an excuse. Yes, but assuming that you said that the reason that I'm not successful is because my face is ugly, and let's say you are ugly. If you cannot change your face, it cannot be the reason. Why? Because there are many people that are ugly and still very rich.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Yeah.
enough money make them beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And yeah, 100%. I was gonna make a joke along those lines too. Exactly. They'll still get the prettiest girl somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
how do you make a person look good? Enough. He has enough money. The more money he has, the more beautiful he gets. He become in
Right.
the eyes of the
Yeah.
lady. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Okay. So when you say first of all manifestation for those listening, you mean basically what you see as a symptom. So
Yeah.
you're
The
saying
same.
that there are these symptoms, these things that people see, but it's not the source. Um, so yeah, it's just there. It's very interesting. Let me just read something here. Okay. So uh, the element of hyper focus. Okay, is great for studying. This is what I was told by my friend, as was truly a superpower for me in university. But also, I'm not to be disturbed because I can get very reactive if I get interrupted while I'm in extreme focus.
Okay.
Another thing that can happen,
So let's
yeah,
take one thing at a time. So if someone get disturbed, so I come to you and you super focus, and I disturb you, and you become reactive. The problem is not that you're focused. The problem is that you are reactive, and you
okay,
justify it by saying I'm super focused.
uh huh.
So if
Why
I'm
is
super
that?
focused, why someone become reactive? Like any
No, no, no.
insanity.
Why can you say that? Maybe it is that there's an ADD thing, and that's why I'm reactive. It's because I have a focus
let's
problem.
let's say that it is, and
Hmm.
now you know that it is. That's the problem. Do you, first of all, do you consider it a problem that you react reactively? If you consider it's a problem, and you now know the source of the problem, and you cannot do something about it, you don't know the source of the problem.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
really that. If there's
Yeah.
a problem, if you say, well, I don't like that my car do not start, but I know the source. The source is that the battery is dead. Okay. Can you replace the battery? Yes, of course I can. Good. Replace it. Did the problem went away? No. So it's not the battery.
Hmm. Hmm.
Understand?
Yeah.
So someone said,
Yeah.
well, I don't like being reactive, and I know the source is because I'm super concentrated. Okay, good. So now you know the source. So when you're super concentrated, if someone disturb you, you can say politely, please do not disturb me, or lock the door that no one can disturb you.
Hmm.
Or turn off the
Yeah.
phone. Yes.
Yeah.
Like no one come with AK-47 and tell you, hey, you have to answer me. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
You can do something about it. But
Hmm.
already the person assuming that he's useless
Hmm.
because someone can come to him and disturb him and he can do nothing about it. So any area that you think that you can do nothing about it, you are useless in that area. And what you need is to increase your ability, is not to find an excuse to why you are useless, because it's not solving the uselessness in the area.
Hmm. I see.
So
Yes.
so
Yes.
that was the
Okay. Okay. That's great. That's actually a great answer. Um, my friend went on to say another thing that can happen with women and ADHD, although I don't think it's limited to women, is extreme commitment to a new hobby or career that's almost obsessive, and then you inevitably fall off the obsession, have a severe drop in motivation, and that drop can last up to a full year if you had that full obsession or commitment. So you have that, basically, she's saying that you had that problem that can,
Yeah.
you're
So
super in, super out.
yeah, you're super in, uncontrolled.
Hmm.
You basically say, I'm super in and I'm super out. In both cases, you say I'm uncontrolled. The problem is not that you're super in or you're super out. You don't understand the subject of control.
Mm,
So when you were super in, you justify the damage that you are doing to society around you by saying I'm super in. So you disconnected from friends, etc., because you are useless. There's no problem to be super in, but still handle your friends, etc., at least at the level that they understand and they're supporting you.
yeah.
And when you decided that you drop it, the reason that you drop it is not because someone put a drop of powder. What happened is either you committed a sin and now this thing is not good, so you need to make it wrong, so you're disconnected,
Hmm.
or you have a massive misunderstanding with this area. You just don't understand. You're getting you failed, and you failed, and you failed in the area, so you disconnect from the area.
Mm,
Or then someone suppress you, someone make you small, someone gave you the wrong idea about the area.
mm,
So now you are hypnotized. You act in a pattern. You go in fully, you go out fully, and you repeat.
hmm. Yeah.
And it's so. For example, someone fall in love, hysterically fall in love, and he disconnect from all his friends and all. No, he's useless. He's not in love. It's okay to
Mm,
be in love for 2 days and or 3 days or a week and go somewhere to a weekend and disconnect and come back. And but you tell everyone, look, I'm going to a weekend. I'll be back. I will write to you. You stay in connection with your family, with your friends, with your work. You don't need to create the show of I'm in love. Why would
hmm.
someone would do that? Probably he's not in love.
Mm,
He's lying. So he's saying that he's in love, and in order to create the effect, he's doing this whole show of look, I'm not talking to anyone for
mm,
few weeks. And then when the love that was not love, he needs to make another effect because he doesn't is not smart enough to make a pro survival effect. So he's making stupid effect. And the stupid effect is look what happened to me.
mm, mhm.
Now, 1 year I'm in bed, I do nothing. Yes, you can do that, but it's not attention deficit disorder because it will not solve it. What will solve it is to make you more powerful, is to make you more able, is to make you understand more, not to make your problem smaller because the problem is really small.
Mhm.
If you look at what really happened, you've been into something and you left it. What is the problem? If I put a gun to your head, believe me, you will not be in bed. Yes. If I put you
Mhm.
in the middle of Gaza, you will wake up very quickly. Yes.
Yeah.
It will not give you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm with you. Okay, so that's a
Job is just, it's actually nothing. It's just someone that do that is not that he's super strongly connected and super strongly disconnected. He's super strongly irresponsible.
mhm.
Now
Mhm.
we need to justify it. We need to come up with excuses for why. Nonsense. It's just
Yeah.
nonsense. And how do I know it's nonsense? Because the person that learn with us and get the data and never get any depression, never get any nonsense, never go into drinking, never go into any of those nonsense. You cannot
And no
find one of
ADD. The ADHD goes away.
yeah, you cannot find the student that's sitting in our class and tell me, oh, you have ADD or ADHD, and they're sitting for 12 hours in a class.
Yeah.
So, nonsense.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have another one more thing that was mentioned by this friend, but before that, I just want to touch upon the fact that anybody listening, we're doing a free webinar that will actually deep dive into this subject and offer how do our students handle their ADHD, and how do you get to a position that the ADD to you will be something that you'll say, "Wow, I can't believe I ever thought I have that limitation." And that's going to be on the 22nd of October. you can go to adhd.gprosperity.com, but there'll be a link somewhere if you're interested. I have another question from somebody who's tuned in, but I don't know if you wanted to say something about that, Mayor.
About the webinar. So ADHD is just a manifestation of something.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just a manifestation of something. It's not the real reason. And it's not important if it's ADHD or your wife or the parents that you grew with or the incident that happened to you when you were 3 years old, where someone did something terrible to you. It's not the reason for the problem. It's just what you use in order to hold the problem in place, because it doesn't solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
If someone will tell me, look, ADHD is my problem, and this is why, because I have a very small screw here that I turn, and it's changing the intensity of my attention, and by that I fix it. Wonderful, beautiful, not a problem. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Because when someone comes and say, well, but I can take drugs. When you take drugs, what happens is you get worse. Why? Because now you turned off. You as a being turned off. You are less you. And anytime you use drugs for anything is like using crutches. It's you walk. It seems like you walk, but it's not you that walk. You have crutches, yes? Any drugs are just crutches. And
Yeah.
over time, they become a wheelchair. And over time, they become even worse. You become totally useless.
Yeah.
Drugs, any drugs, if you use them, it's really bad. And I think maybe I'll give you just a short
Mm-hmm.
story that I told you.
Yeah.
You know about the kidnappers in Israel that went to Gaza, etc., that have been kidnapped to Gaza. Some of those guys were extremely sick, like life-threatening diseases, and they
Before
had to
being captured.
being captured, like
Mm-hmm.
diabetes, like being married, all kind of life-threatening
Yes. Yes.
life-threatening diseases. Okay,
Yeah. 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 But really, it was along the lines of like a
really,
diabetic.
like
Like, yeah.
diabetes, things that you
Mm-hmm.
have to get medication.
Yeah.
And obviously, the Israel sent medication and whatever, blah, 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 politics. They didn't get medication. They were 40 meters under the ground, no air, no food, starving. And all of them, without exception, came back to Israel cured.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? Because
Mm-hmm.
what's killed them was the drug, and what saved them was the unintentional fasting, the starving.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah.
you find the real reason for a problem, food kill you. Drugs intensify the killing. It's just making you sick for longer. So if you actually find the source of the problem will go away. And for as long as the problem do not go away, you don't have the exact source.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't have
Right.
the exact source. It may be next to. It's not the exact source. And
Yeah.
this is quite amazing. The same thing apply to any drugs. Drugs, if you need to rely on them at the beginning, they're crutch. So, or it's like you have a bandage to fix something, and it's okay. Later on, they become a crutch. Later on, they become a wheelchair, and later on, you stop to be.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah, that's
really
true.
lose being.
That's true. People do, it does beat out who you are. But for many people, if they take a drug and you talk about move a screw and it handles the ADHD, for some people that is their
So
only way that helps them. It's what gets them out of a really low period. All of a sudden it does help people. That's what
yeah,
they
but
say.
no, temporarily it does, like any drug.
Mhm.
Any drug. Take I don't know, how do you call these lines? This white
What?
stuff that you
Cocaine.
take
Yeah,
cocaine,
yes. Yeah.
take cocaine, and it makes you feel like God. Not that I tried, but that's what I heard, that it makes you feel like God, that you can do anything. Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Take heroin, it makes you feel great, at least
Hmm.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
So any drug, if you're honest, you'll see it doesn't solve the problem. It masks the problem.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. For sure.
It masks the problem, and then the problem become bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually it doesn't help.
Right.
And
Hmm.
if drugs were the answer for that, all the people with ADHD will become super millionaires, successful, best relationship, best everything, best bodies, in shape, healthy. But it's not what happening statistically, not because I say that.
Yeah. True.
It
It.
doesn't solve the problem. It
Right.
just masks the problem, so the problem become bigger. It's just a method not to confront the problem. It's like I have a pain, and let's say I have diabetes. Okay, so I start now to take insulin and whatever. Yes, it's fixed the problem temporarily. But if you eat properly, if you do the proper diet, if you exercise, if you blah, 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 if you know how the body actually works, the body will recover.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing.
So,
It is like that. That's true. That's true.
yeah. So really, this
Great.
is what's the story. The story is, are you going to rely on drugs? And this is a decision you need to make. And wonderful. It can work for a short period of time, but never work. It can seems to work because
Hmm.
drugs make you less aware, less you.
Yeah. 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 That's spot on. That's well stated. Yeah, I have no further questioning, Your Honor. I have a question here from Tulani, and by the way, hi, long time no see, Tulani. And he said, "I have had ADHD all my life. I cannot focus, even to the point of missing most of this live stream. How do I get help? Specifically, being able to focus for at least 4 hours a day to build my business."
Okay. So the reason a person cannot concentrate is probably history of drugs, which mean you took some drugs to handle the ADHD, which makes your starting point even worse, more difficult, because you're not there. The drugs actually build a wall between the being and the environment. I can actually,
Even if it's been a while since you've taken them.
even if it's been many years.
Okay.
Anyone that took let's say LSD can tell you that from time to time, he years after, he can have uh, trips from LSD that come into light when you need some energy. When at certain points the trips reignite, and this is an extreme manifestation of the drugs that lodged in your body.
Hmm.
But any drug that you take is still very small part of it is still in the body, and it can lodge at any time. Every time you need energy, the body uses the fatty tissues of the body, and the drugs are lodged in the fatty tissue of the body, and they cannot get away from the body for different reasons. And um, and when that happens, you feel that you need more drugs. You feel that you really have to have the drugs. So with the drug, it becomes he needs to have it. With the person with ADHD, he feels that he have ADHD, which is the
Hmm.
justification to have more drugs. And even if you stop, you'll see that first of all you stop because you knew it's not good for you, but you're never the same like you used to be before
Uh-huh.
you started to take the drug. So there is an actual handling on how to remove the drugs from the body and how to bring you back into present time. Uh, and there's different things you can do. You can learn, you can improve. There are different techniques that can help you to actually understand what's going on around you. The problem is not your attention. The problem is you never learned how to understand what's going on around you. No one taught you
Mhm.
this is how you understand the machine. This is how you understand the situation. This is how you understand a social gathering. No one taught you that.
Mhm.
You've never been taught how to understand situations. You just expected to know, but there is a method of learning, that people that really understand know them instinctively, and people that consider that have ADHD basically using the ADHD as an excuse for why they cannot learn. Probably the reason they did not cope with life is because they never learned the techniques of how to understand situations in life. And if you learn the techniques on how to handle situation in life, you start to be able to handle situation in life. You understand them. And once you understand something, you become senior to that thing. You become the boss over that thing.
Right.
And the thing listen to you like the boss is home. You are back home. The boss is here. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Um, Amazing. Okay, great. So there's, long story short, there's a lot to learn.
Yeah, this
Uh,
the R handling, the simple handling, um, but you need to understand the principle. The principle is, if what you think as the source do not resolve the problem, it is not the source, it's an excuse. Now you can
yeah.
continue with the excuse, be right and poor, or realize and it's an excuse and be wrong for a while, but reach for very long time.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
yeah, it's very simple.
Amazing. That's great. Okay, so my final question here, which is in line with what my friend had written. And what we're talking about here is the whole element of how the brain is connected with ADHD. And what was written is this: the scary, sad thing is that your synapses aren't actually firing the same way that people without this disorder do. And medication can rectify that issue to connect the neural pathways again.
Wonderful. So first of all, let's understand that the brain is a piece of meat and the brain do not think.
Okay.
And I know it will be like, it cannot be.
Yeah.
Um, and I will not tell you the whole story. You know the story, but I will
I
tell
do.
you
Yeah.
just, yeah, I'll tell you
Mm,
just that. How do I prove that the brain do not think? You can go and do research and you see that some people die and come back. So they die
mhm.
for a period and come back. So technically they die. There is no activity in the brain. They die, yes? And they come back. And the first thing that they come to you, they tell you, I thought about this and I saw that and I realized that, which means they've been doing a lot of thinking without a brain. Actually,
Yes.
much more profound thinking than what they've done with the brain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They will
True.
tell you, they will tell you. And you can understand that if the brain was not there and they still thought, the brain do not think. The brain is a switchboard. The brain is a thing that actually direct communication. And the fact that you direct the communication, you still need the communication to direct. So let's say this is me and this is you, and there is many servers along the way that direct the communication, so me and you can talk. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but if I'm not talking, you will still not hear anything, even if
For
all
sure.
the cables will be connected. And if I talk nonsense, you will still hear nonsense, even if all the cables are connected.
Mm-hmm.
So the brain is the network. It's not the user. It's not anything other than the network. Is the thing that connect between users, and the users is the hand and the mind, or you, the spirit and your body, and the connection is through the brain, but the brain is only a switchboard. So yes, you can see in a network, if you put a network analyzer on one of the ports on the network, you'll see a lot of communication going on. And if you disconnect it, of course, there will be no connection. But the fact that you connect something does not mean that there is actual communication.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if it was just connecting, then let's say that it was just connecting the network, putting the network back, which is a requirement thing. So first of all, the brain doing it without any help, very well. But let's say that it needs help, and you do it with the um, with the
Medication.
medication. The medication don't have an exact address to connect this line and not that line. So what actually happened is a mess. Is someone coming to the switch and changing cables and connecting cables
Yes.
because they don't actually connect specific line. They do some kind of a shotgun approach. I'll give you a drug. The drug don't go to a specific place to connect, and the side effects, God will help them. And the major thing is, by observation, people that take drugs not become better in life.
Mm-hmm.
Just by observation, the majority. And you tell
Mm-hmm.
me, yes, but I have a friend that did. First of all, probably you didn't look very well, but how many didn't?
Yeah.
Let's say I would go with you. I'm sure it's not because I've checked so many cases that told me, but when I started to look under the hood, what God will not help them.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say I'm going with you just by observation without looking under the hood. How many people you see that drugs do not help them, that destroy them? Are you willing to take this chance?
True. That's very true. Yeah.
So so I
Yeah.
would not do it to my son.
Mm-hmm.
I would not
Yeah.
suggest to you to do it to any kid, to any person.
Right.
So because it's a shotgun. Like who knows?
Yes. Yes. I
No
see.
one can tell me for sure this will connect to that. They take and they say, let's try, let's try. I'll try Ritalin. Oh well, that didn't work. So let's try Prozac. Let's try this. Let me give you a little bit more. Let me give you a little bit less. Let me increase the dose, reduce the dose. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have a measurement that says you specifically, your brain, because it's a big brain, need 2.3 milligram. My brain is a
Yeah.
small brain. I need 1.7.
Yeah.
They don't tell you. They just say, take all
Yeah.
the brain the same. Seriously?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got it. Good. Good. No, this is fascinating. I feel like I
Fascinating. I feel like I
could talk for 2 more hours about it. But yeah, so there's a lot to go over in reality on the subject. But this was an amazing introduction and something that already gets anybody that has had a long held belief on ADHD to at least consider another viewpoint and at least realize that concept that you said that if the problem isn't resolved, the source hasn't yet been found. You're trying to solve the wrong problem.
And the reason you have been sold the attention deficit is to prevent from you to have. I promise you, this is the actual why. When I was a child, there was no attention deficit disorder. And when a person did not behave at school, we had this, the teacher had a special stick,
Yeah.
and the stick got the attention very much in order,
Mm-hmm.
extremely in order, very quickly. And the parents didn't fight with the children. The children was afraid that that the parents will hear about it because the parents had a bigger stick.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Today it's different. Today the parents complain about what the parents the teachers
Oh, I
do.
see. You were saying that the parents didn't fight with the teacher.
Of course,
I
if
see. I see what you're
no,
saying.
if
Yes.
the teacher would say that I misbehave, the stick will be much bigger of my parents. I would prefer the stick of the teacher because the teacher
Yeah.
was small petite lady that hit me hardly. It was hardly painful.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
see.
my father was a refrigerator with the head of an oven.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
hit me, it was different. Yes.
Yeah. 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 I see. Okay. Yeah. So you're saying that back then there was. It's actually good that you reminded to just quickly touch upon this whole thing of why ADHD is so fed to people. You said it's because it's preventing you from having actually, and
Mhm.
that when you were a kid, obviously there was no ADHD. It was just hitting. Now these days, hitting is not acceptable anymore, so people hit
Yeah,
you
that's
with
correct.
drugs, I guess, instead.
That's correct.
Um,
Of course.
it's worse. Yeah.
And the hitting was like really, really once in a lifetime, and maybe one or two kids or something. Like it was not. And you'll see them. Many people ask me why the Jewish people are so smart. Why?
Hmm.
So it's not that we have a special Velcro that connected to that connect money to us. It's,
Yeah. uh, the
or it's
Velcro.
not. Yes,
Uh-huh.
it's not that. Actually, what happened is that from the age of 0, you get educated that you need to learn and you're going to understand. And the way for you to understand is understanding every single word.
Hmm.
It's just tradition in the Jewish religion. They argue about words. They sit in what called the room. The room is a place where you study the Bible. How do they study? They argue about every word. What's the actual definition of every word? And there are lots of words in the Bible. Version
Hmm.
1, version 2, it's shorter. Uh,
Hmm. uh,
and you go and you understand every single word. And there's no such thing. There was never one person that was not good or did not understand, because everyone had an opinion and argue about the word and came together to what's the actual definition of the word, and everyone was involved in this method of learning together. And
hmm.
because everyone understood the word, and there was not such thing as option, it was not an option for you not to understand. There was no
Yeah.
option not to understand. You had to understand.
Hmm.
And the group had the viewpoint of it's not okay not to understand. So
Hmm.
that was the view of the group. And when the group has a view of something that is not okay, this thing will never happen. So if the group has it's not okay not to understand, people will understand. If the group has the viewpoint of it's okay not to understand, it's normal, we'll drag them, then we don't
Hmm.
have to fight with them and teach them. Yes, so it's easy work for the teacher. Then a lot of people don't understand. When the group has a viewpoint of there is no one going to murder anyone here, so if you murder someone, it's not acceptable. The group will not hide it. Then
Yes.
there are no murders. Yes, very seldom there will be someone that commit a murder. Very seldom there will be someone that do not understand, and the group handling that person.
Hmm.
But today the viewpoint of the group is that it's okay not to understand. It's
Yeah.
okay to be stupid. We'll give you a drug so you can hide your stupidity.
Hmm.
And if the viewpoint, no, it's not okay, I need to handle it, not to hide it behind with some kind of a drug, then
Right.
you will be extremely smart. The most number of Nobel Prize per capita come from Israel. The most number of innovation from any country, according to the size of the population, other than Silicon Valley, is from Israel. The most, it's really unbelievable how small country that has nothing in terms of resources becomes so successful. Why? Because it was not acceptable not to understand.
Mm.
You have to understand. That's why the Jewish people are the people of the book. And it doesn't mean that someone gave them the book, but they understand the book, because anyone can buy a book.
Right. Yeah.
Only you can understand it. And what makes someone understand it, if he has to understand it, he will. If the group will not tolerate not understanding, you will. Otherwise, you will be bullied.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be outcast. And so the majority don't need any drugs. The group do not agree with you're stupid, so you will not be stupid. The group do not agree. What do you mean taking drugs to understand the Bible? No, you'll understand life, because we will go over each word and we will explain to you each word, and you will make sure that you understand every word. And if you understand every word, you'll understand the sentence and you'll understand the idea. Simple.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. But when the general opinion is, oh no, he's sick, he has ADHD, it's the mind, it's the brain, it's just a few things that need to be connected. Seriously?
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. That really has become the viewpoint of the group, and it really has become okay.
Yeah.
and people are proud of
Like,
it, and they signal that this is what they have, and this
yeah,
is my limitation, and let me tell you all about how weak I have become due to this thing. It's
yeah.
really like that. That's very, very true.
It's like,
Wow.
yeah, like you see that the moment that you understand the concept that for something bad to happen, the group have to support it,
Hmm.
you will always be able to find what's where is the source of a problem in a group. If the group agrees that it's okay to kidnap children and burn them, it will happen. If the group will say, no, 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 we don't do that, I don't mind if you do it, but you, this is the side of your, of the neighbors, is not our side.
Yeah.
So if it's not okay, if it's like, no, we don't burn children, then we will never kidnap and burn children. But if it happened, it means the group support it. It's never a small number of people. If it happened within a group, the group support it.
Yeah, that concept, that principle is it's I guess an unrelenting. You can't argue with it. It is what it is, and everything will kind of at the beginning when you hear that you go no, but then once you look at it, you have to go, oh yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
For
actually true.
something bad
Amazing.
to happen in the group, let's say a few years ago, maybe 20, 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, it was thought, I don't, at least in Israel, it was no, no one got divorced. No one.
Hmm.
If you would go, if someone will get divorced, it will be the most shame. The whole family will be shamed. They will move a city. It will be like the biggest shame in the universe. It's like you are Hitler.
Hmm.
Like it was really like no one, and indeed, there was no divorce in Israel. Like very, very, very small, less than 1% rate of divorce.
Hmm.
As time went on, it become the group started to be educated into it's okay to divorce. And today, 50% of the people get divorced. If you are lesbian, it's 80%.
Hmm.
And if you're gay, it's 10%. Means that only as long as there's a woman involved in the group, divorce.
I see. Yeah, that's from
Joke.
some stand-up comedy or something, right? I saw that. That's brilliant. Yeah, it's interesting. Tulani said, "I could not agree more. In Black African society, not understanding is encouraged. If you understand, you're killed."
Uh-huh.
So he's saying that he saw that's in the group. That's actually
Yeah,
it happens. Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. By the way, Avi Budara is here. So hi, Avi,
I have
and
it.
uh, and
And David
Ashley
are a
said,
very extremely talented musician, extremely, but
"Wow."
to the extreme. And he didn't start as a child. Like you need to look him at YouTube, and you will hear the most amazing pieces of music, like pieces of music that connect directly to the soul. Directly, it's like really amazing. But you need find him.
Wow, yeah,
Maybe,
I've seen.
maybe
I
you
know
can
what you
put
mean. That's true.
maybe you can put a link on the chat.
I don't think I can from my side, but
Maybe,
yeah,
but maybe Avi can do. Yes, Avi
yeah,
maybe can.
yeah. Oh, yeah, totally, Avi can. Yes. And then Ashley said, loved it. Ashley said, great topic. Would love a webinar just to cover drugs for a lot of conditions. Yes. And by the way, we'll cover it. I believe we're going to put it into the ADHD webinar that's happening on October 22nd, which is free, by the way. We need to touch a little bit upon drugs a bit more on the subject
Mhm.
of ADHD as well. So, yes, on the 22nd, if you're looking for an alternative solution, a drug free solution, actual answers, and a way to handle it for real, whether it's for you or for a friend or for your child or something that you just want to better understand because it's such a prevalent thing in society, you can't miss the webinar on the 22nd of October. It's a free webinar. You go to adhd.gprosperity.com.
And if you don't have
And
ADHD, you can find it there.
yeah, yeah, you can we can help you to get it so that you have a taste of it yourself. Give you some real world experience. Yeah, no, it's interesting because I would have for sure had ADHD labeled to me. You would have for sure have had ADHD labeled. Had we not known better, I would have had been drugged. There's no doubt that if it was in your time, you would have been drugged.
For sure, for
So
sure.
yeah,
Especially some of the stunts that I pulled.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, and you've helped, and I've helped so many people already on this topic
yeah,
alone.
yeah.
So
In
so
Israel, we
the
took this school that I was talking about from a
mhm,
situation that all, like the majority of the school, more than 80% were failing, to not one person failing, not one person with ADHD, not one, not one.
yeah, yeah,
In 3 months, how come? We rewired the brain? I didn't touch the brain.
yeah. No, exactly. That has to make you curious, anybody listening, because it's very, very possible. And aside from kids, all the executives we work with and
Yes.
families, children, parents,
Yeah.
it's people need this. So I'm very much looking forward to the 22nd of October. Go to
Me too.
adhd.gprosperity.com and thank you for today. Abba, that was
Thank
great.
you. Mwah, I
Okay,
love
I
you.
love you. Mwah. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you all for
Thank you,
joining
everyone,
on
for joining.
Instagram, on all
And we will see
platforms.
you next week, I think. Yes.
Yeah, next week. Absolutely.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.